Growing up in my house, conservative Hindu parents, arranged marriages, everything. They're living in India in the middle of. I grew up in central Pennsylvania, which is fucked up. And it was like a Cold War spy thriller growing up in my house, you know? Everyone's lying to everyone, and you don't know what the fuck's going on. It would just, you just lie so much, too. It's like, look, you're lying about things like you're lying about school. You're lying about your grades. You're lying about what you're doing socially.
The social is the biggest thing.
Yes.
I remember the amount of school projects that I had. And I mean,
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You picking up what I'm putting down? The amount of physics labs I had to do on a Friday night.
On New Year's Eve.
On New Year's Eve. It's a big one. This one is worth 80% of my grade.
Yeah. You want me to be a doctor, right, Mom? See, my parents never bought that shit because I was the only bad Indian student ever.
Oh, my God.
I didn't shape up until way later in life.
I didn't know about that. I'm leaving right now.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm a diaspora from this conversation.
And so my parents were just like, no, you're not fucking. But I would go out. Everything that we did had to do with bowling. Right, that would be it because you come home smelling like smoke, smelling like beer. It's like, we were bowling,
and bowling is an acceptable diaspora activity for your parents. If you're a kid trying to lie,
wholesome.
It's very wholesome.
He's just rolling a ball around with his friends.
But really, you're fucking your dudes. So you are rolling balls a little bit. That's not relatable. We're not all fucking our dudes. When we're going bowling.
we bowling, Mom.
Sometimes
bowling.
You get a strike, you want to celebrate. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. My biggest lie I remember growing up was this is the epic lying story. I was super young. I was like maybe like 11 or something.
800 years ago.
And I hated school, and I got a bad report card. I got like a D. I knew I was getting a D in a class, which is like
D for Taka.
D for fucking
boom. D for doom. You got a D for doom.
And I was like, fuck, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
So I hatched this elaborate plan.
Okay.
Faked sick one day from school when I knew the report card would be arriving in the mail.
Right.
Got the report
card.
What
did you get a D in? What was the subject?
It was like biology.
Oh, one of the brown ones.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like if you got a D in French, your parents would hit you, but not with the big belts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But biology, science, and math, if you get a D in science and math.
Yeah, it's not
a
good
chupples,
team.
At least chupples. Chupples mean sandals, by the way.
Yeah, those are leather sandals.
Yeah. Made for hitting. They're actually not even made for
wearing.
they're not.
You don't even wear them on your feet. You only wear them on your feet if you want to kick somebody.
Actually, in the advertisements in India, they have a mom beating his
kid.
And then it's like,
and then at the end of the commercial, that just shows A+ on a report card,
and they show the welts on the kid, and that's how they sell.
That's the original Kumon.
And they have the little traditional brands.
Yeah.
Your kid's running up and down the street 2 minutes after the beating with Tata brand sandals.
Exactly.
Your kid will turn into a good boy.
So I got a D, faked sick, intercepted a report card, held it onto it till the weekend. Woke up at like 5 a.m. on the weekend.
Okay.
I steamed open the envelope. Boiled water. I steamed open. I was like 11 years old. I don't know where the fuck I even got this idea. Yeah. I had some scientific thinking.
Pranav, that's how scared he was of parents.
Yes.
That's how scary that you start your own industrial revolution in your house.
Exactly. All kinds
He did 100 years of human progress in one day because the fear of getting beat was so intense.
So I steamed it open.
Yeah.
Doctored it to make it look like a bee.
Yeah.
Right.
So what did you do? Just add a line?
Not a line. I had to make it. I had to. I was like. I was like carving the D.
Little bulge,
I was like carving the D into a B, and I made it a B-, so it'd seem more credible.
Right. Smart kid.
So what happened is, I did it, sealed it shut, put it back in the mail the next week.
Right.
Come home from school. Dad's looking at my report card at the dinner table. He's like, "Okay, well, it's not as bad as it could be."
Yeah.
Given what a piece of shit you are. That's what he's thinking, of course, not what he's saying.
His hand's ready. He's sort of like readying his hand. He's sort of like...
Actually, my mom was the hitter. My mom is the one.
Okay.
Dad was...
That's a different episode, I feel
so
like.
he's sitting there, he's looking at it, and he's looking up at the TV, and he's looking back at the report card, and he's looking back up at the TV. And he's like, he asked my mom, he's like, when did this come in the mail? She's like, oh, it came today.
Oh, God.
He's like, no, it didn't.
Oh, my God.
He says, yeah, I came today. He says, no, I didn't. He turns to the TV. It was like Richard Nixon had died. And so there's no federal services at all going on, like mail. He's like, no, the president died. This didn't come today. He's like, it came in the mailbox today. It's like, that's impossible. And the fucking hammer dropped.
Oh,
It was done. It was done.
What's your dad's name?
Avinash.
Avinash?
Avinash. Means power.
That's power right there. Dude, if your dad's name is Avinash, run.
It was a spy thriller moment where he's like, boom. He's like, it's like Kaiser Soze. We're at the end of Usual Suspects. He's looking at all the clues and piecing it together.
And your dad gets up. You're like, I don't know you could walk.
Exactly.
Oh my God, Dad, you could walk the entire time?
Yeah, and the hammer just fucking dropped.
Like an actual hammer.
Basically,
like literally he used to beat you with the hammer.
And
right, in Indian culture, when you said the hammer dropped, it means your dad beat you.
There's
with the hammer.
a literal hammer involved. Yeah. We don't really use metaphors. Okay, everything you hear when the shit hits the fan, they put Dookie in a fan and spray it all over you. Okay, this is just how we do things. Okay. All of them. Can of worms. That's what you're getting for dinner that night.
Yep.
All the metaphors, and after that, it was just on lockdown. Permanent lockdown.
Lockdown.
Yeah, but lying was just it's like you lie about
permanent
nothing.
lockdown means they beat you with the safe. That's a lockdown.
With a lock, with a bike lock.